when you go on walkabout, and here's Jupiter in Pisces, is very much like the dream time we're in. Things can seem very, out of sorts or very strange, or we can also be facing things. And it seems to me that when someone goes on walkabout, they're not going to get any answers from anybody else. They get them from themselves.
The walkabout is all by the self, yes. It's not that the person is not to encounter people, we believe. It is to encounter the forces of nature and to survive in them. Out in the Australian bush, you have to know how to gather food, how to find water, shelter, but it opens the spirit world. Because the person is going into physical tests. In the physical world, the outback is physical, but it is multidimensional. And so you have the outback all around you. And you go into it with your cars and your work and clothes and food and all this, but there's these other layers. And so as you proceed these next 2 years, until spring equinox of 2012, you're on the walkabout. Add some more, George.
Well, this right here at the time of the equinox, well, for one thing, tonight the moon is exactly aligned with the Pleiades.
Oh, the moon is on the Pleiades
The
tonight.
moon is on the Pleiades, and it's such a tight conjunction that it won't occur again until 2023.
Well, this is just delicious. And you see, our vehicle followed our impulse, because we did say to her, go get those chicks.
Those chicks.
Go get those chicks. And she debated how many to buy, etc. And we said, just get a bunch of those chicks, because it is a symbol, our symbol to you, a little gift from us, from our vehicle's pocket there, that for you to take home and to realize that something is being born, and it is a little Pleiadian chick, a hen. We are noted as the chicks and the hens in the heavens. You follow this? Mm-hmm. So the moon is exactly conjunct or very close. This is very, very good.
So it's an auspicious beginning to our 2-year walkabout.
Yes, on the equinox it is, and the land is opening, the trees are flowering. You are in good times. Don't be afraid. We acknowledge you for acknowledging your trepidations. What? But you just have trepidations and not do something about it. That is where you get caught up in things. So if you realize you have trepidations here and out there in Mystery Land, then good, say it, and then change. Because ideally, for all you have invested, you would not come to this time with any worry. Ideally for most of you, and you would not come bragging that you can slay a massive giant or a dragon or something. You would come to this full of knowing, prepared, excited, humbled for what you know and how much more you are going to learn very quickly. It's not a time to be afraid of, but again, it will be a reckoning for all you have invested. So you will, these next 2 years will show you how clear you have been in your life's plan. If things start to muck up and fall apart, etc., then don't beat up on yourself. Don't go into years of therapy. Don't take drugs or depression or anything like this. It's not what we have trained you for. Grab your head around it and just say, all right, I mucked up. Everyone mucks up. How can I change, and what have I learned? That's what you always want to ask yourself. As long as you've learned something, then you'll keep learning. When you refuse to learn, that's when everything falls apart. If you think you know everything, then everything really falls apart. So, it's a little tricky, yes? Mm-hmm. It's a little tricky. Sue,
yes.
You're usually contemplating about something, playing the cosmic detective there.
Well,
What did you think of this lady with the horns growing out of the head? One of the mystery landers out there in El Segundo, thank you for sending it. It's quite an interesting photo, yes?
Mm-hmm.
100-year-old Chinese lady, and she's got one sort of bull horn growing out and a little nub starting right in the right spots, too.
I wonder what her karmic timeline is playing out right now.
Maybe Moonis knows.
Moonis might know.
Moonis is, again, the horns were also equated with the moon.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, the horns with the moon, the bull with the moon, the bull, remember you see in Egypt, if you look in the P Times, there's a bull with a big big moon sitting in the horns.
Isis.
Yes, Hathor, yes. It's something to think about. We're jiggling a little timeline here, you know, equinox throughout the lines of time. People celebrated the 4 quarters of the year there. And many of your ancestors are engaged in celebration right now. And perhaps while you laid things out differently and brought your own little sticks to light the way, you think you are playing. You are playing. But everything you are playing with, we see where it is going. It is rippling in other lines of time. In the second half this evening, we want you to see what else you're turning into. Remember, high ceremonies were always performed at the solstices and equinoxes. Some were very beneficial, some were very violent, but all of that goes round. We'll come to that later. Tell us something, Sue.
Well, I have a couple things. One would be a timeline synchro I had today, and another one would be current event.
Let's do current event now, and we'll do timeline.
All right. The census.
The census, yes.
And I got my form in the mail, and they want to know how many people live in my house. And I've been contemplating whether to fill it out and send it in or not. And then just hearing from other people not happy about the government wanting to know who's in the house, how long do they live there.
Yes, there's a big hullabaloo about that, and we'll say to you that they're wishing and hoping that everyone is going to fill it out, and of course they're not. All right. So follow your consciousness and all these things. They're not going to get the police banging on the door, because we'll say to you that with Uranus going into Aries and you being 0 degrees Aries, the theme of that energy, and again this is spring, and Uranus will be 0 degrees Aries when? End of May.
End of May.
End of May. So a little over 2 moons from now. Uranus in Aries says, don't tell me what to do. Do you understand? So again, there's millions of people that are feeling put upon.
On the front, it says that it's required
By law, yes, of course.
To fill it out.
Yes, we will say to you that many times, the reason they want this, yes, they want to surveil who's living and where, because they want to know who to tax, because they're going to have person taxes after a while. Just tax to live. Do you follow this? In addition to other taxes. But also, this is the way they design funds and congressional districts and all of this, and so they want everyone to register because it's a very big political thing. Do you follow this? Mm-hmm. They want to make sure all the people of color and the various nationalities, etc., are all listed, etc. It's yes. This is what your world's coming to, and it's only the beginning for, well, what you will confront in the next few years. But beyond that, let's say, it looks like people power will succeed far over the forces of tyranny.
Peas?
Yes.
On a similar note, someone sent me a section of part of the healthcare bill, and in it, one of the provisions that they want to push through is that the government will have access in relationship to drawing the funds out of your account, your bank account. The government will have access to everyone's bank account. This is what they want to do.
That's what we said earlier. This is a really big mess, huge mess. Go ahead, Sue.
From it's called Citizens for Prosperity, I believe is the group, where they said, go to this website, and the website is novemberiscoming.com, and tell your representatives if they do not vote no for the health care reform that we'll vote no for them in November.
And Sue, that's quite known by many people, but you realize that the leverage they're using behind the scenes, realize the level of blackmail they are doing to these people to get them to pass this, and all these people know they'll never be reelected. So think about how desperate they are. There's great desperation behind the scenes. Think about this. Because they know on a larger sense what's happening. They know that people are going to pop